Guys, what's up? Right, so the topic of this one is going to be signs you are targeted for witchcraft attacks. Okay, and most of these things I've been through myself. Okay, so I can vouch for these based off of personal experience and also battling against them. All right, I'm going to give you guys some tips as well to be able to fend them off. All right, so that they don't affect you and get you down anymore, drag you down and confuse you. All right, so that you're not oppressed spiritually, okay, and you can break free from the chains and strongholds of witchcraft powers, okay? So I'm just going to give you guys the signs to begin with, and then we're going to get into how best to defend ourselves against these attacks, okay? So right, number one, stinging on your body. All right, now it could either be voodoo witchcraft being put against you, okay? Because witches may have access to a particular open door that you may have left open, or they may have an object of yours. I'm not sure exactly how they do this kind of witchcraft because I'm not a witch, so and I've not actually experienced and seen firsthand and witnessed witches doing this kind of stuff, so I wouldn't know much about it, but I do know the basics, okay, based off of information that I've discovered on the internet from various sources of, you know, cause, yeah, when people give their testimonies, okay, and they can attest to what this kind of stuff means, okay, and what is happening exactly. All right, so that's where I get my information. All right, so yeah, and I'm going to couple that information with my experiences, okay, to back up their kind of legitimacy. All right, so that I can validate those sources of information based off of my own experiences as well. All right, so stay with me on this. All right, so stinging on the body. Now, guys, this could happen at any part of your body, or it could be like a rush of just stings, and it will feel like it's kind of all over your body, kind of thing. All right. Now, it's more rare that that kind of thing can happen in that amount with that amount of intensity. All right. Excuse me, guys. So stinging on your body, it could be your arms, your legs, your chest, your face. Um, yeah, and it's either witches practicing voodoo against you, um, or it could be the demons in the spirit realm. Maybe working with the witches. Okay, they're channeling their energy, and consulting with the demons, and they have demonic power to be able to have access to be able to attack you. As I said, guys, I'm not sure exactly how it works. These are things that I've experienced, so I'm going to share them, all right, and give you guys the basic info so that you can get a better idea of it. Okay, so yeah, there's that, and another sign is you'll feel random kind of feelings on your nose. So it could either be the left or the right nostril on the outside of the nose, not really the inside. So this bit or this bit, it will be like a feeling of. I'm not sure if you guys ever experienced this, but it feels like a little kind of tingly feeling on either side of the nose, so on either nostril. It will be like a tingly feeling. I get this quite frequently, and it's actually could be a sign of witchcraft. The demons, that kind of stuff. All right. Um, and another sign is ringing in your ears. Okay, now this I believe is demonic. Okay, if you hear ringing in your ears, or you've heard ringing in your ears in the past, and thank God if he's broken that curse, but the effects may still malinger kind of all the while you're battling Satan, okay, and rebuking the demons, guys. With more resistance comes more breakthrough, comes more protection, guys, okay? So the more you pray and stay with prayer and faith and commitment, guys, the more these things will begin to completely break off of your life, okay? And you will completely break free from them at some point. But you're going to have to battle in the meantime, all right? So yeah, ringing in the ears. Now, I used to experience this more frequently. Not so much now. That has kind of broken and lifted off of my life, thank God. All right. Got no idea where that came from, but I've got a feeling it's demonic. All right. So that could be a sign of witchcraft or the demons again, as I said. So yeah. And you will be targeted. I've mentioned about this in my previous videos. Actually, you'll be targeted for witchcraft, gang stalking attacks. Okay, so people will harass you. All right, noise harassment, guys. People honking their horns in their cars. All right, multiple times. All right, and what they're trying to do is, it's part of it is actually psychological warfare, guys. They're trying to get your brain to recognize a pattern by the noise interference that they make in your lives, okay, to try and put panic into you and to get your brain to expect it. Okay, that's their tactic, and they're all working on demonic timing, these puppets, guys. So noise harassment, that's a sign that you are targeted by witchcraft. All right, that's another sign. All right, so on to another sign, guys. Random animals will be flocking to you plentifully. All right, there will be so many animals that you may see, all different kinds of animals. So crows, black dogs, guys, spiders. All right, and these things can actually, in your dreams, invade your dream world as well. All right, so it's referred to as serpentine attack. So you could either see snakes in your dreams or spiders, and it could be a feeling of a scary feeling where they may be trying to chase you or something. I'm not gonna go too into detail with that because I don't want to give you the heebie-jeebies. All right, and myself as well. So yeah, guys, there'll be crows or pigeons being sent to you from witchcraft covens. Okay, now these animals primarily are monitoring you. Okay, the witches may be using their eyes and their senses to get a feel of your energy and how you're reacting. Okay, and what they'll do is they'll use that responsive energetic signal as a means to get a feel of where you're at in terms of how aware are you of what's going on. Okay, they want to know how protected you are, where you are at spiritually, and what you know. Okay, and are you going to be fearful, kind of thing. They want an energetic reaction. Okay, they use these animals' senses, not just their eyes. Okay, it's kind of like sharks, how they can sense fear. That's how these demoniacs pretty much are. All right, there's a lot more to this, guys, that you may not be aware of, and I'm still figuring it out. Okay, they're capable of mind reading. They can pick up on energy, fear, that kind of stuff. These people are cowardly, man. Honestly, they're cowardly. And how bad they've got is just pitiful. It's so shameful. It's a massive shame on them for what they're doing. Consulting with demonic powers, guys. And we've got to fight this off every minute of every day of our waking lives. So I can sympathize if you're going through this as well, all right? Because I've been through this and I'm going through this still. All right, but it's getting better for me, all right? So yeah, I can only pray that for you as well, that you get through all this stuff with ease, all right, and you have more information. And guys, with knowledge comes power, all right? Remember that. With knowledge comes power. So yeah, these birds are also going to be spying on you. The witches are going to use their eyes. So you may notice flocks of birds, right, perching on a tree in your local area. And they seem fixated on you and me. They seem fixated on us, how they stare at us, guys. It's more than likely witches using their eyes to peep in on you and spy on what you're doing, okay, and report back to the covens. So, we aren't to think that these things are, they're cute birds and wow, how amazing is this? All these birds are flocking to me plentifully, and guys, it's really not what it appears to be. You're going to have to wake up to the fact that these witches are using these animals to spy on you, okay, and to try and psychically curse you and attack you. Okay, primarily they may be monitoring you, all right, visually, your movements, okay, to keep track of what you're doing, okay, so they can work better with their demonic timing, all right? They're studying your patterns, guys. Okay, and they can also project curses through the noises that they make. The witches can actually use their vocal cords, okay, and project curses. Because guys, think of the logic. The witches won't actually be around you out in the open, speaking curses up at you like out in the open to make it obvious, all right, so that you can immediately figure them out, right? They're going to hide behind witchcraft and use these animals so that you won't be aware of what's going on. Bing, light bulb moment. All right, that's what I figured out. So yeah, hope you guys can understand that. But there's so much more to this, guys. So they're just a few signs of witchcraft attack that you may be confused about. All right, so I hope I've helped and clarified that mist of confusion and brought you out of that. So now that you can have a better understanding of what's going on, all right, so that you can defend yourselves properly. Guys, please go on YouTube and type into the search bar Official Christian TV. That's the channel name. Official Christian TV. Spiritual Warfare Prayers. All right. And they will go into detail about exactly what's operating in the heavenlies, the celestial bodies being used against you, so the elemental forces that witches use, okay, to attack us, as well as the animals, etc. They can explain it better than I can because they probably know more about it than I do. Alright, so that's my best recommendation to end this video. Hope you all have a blessed day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. God bless you in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. I'll speak to you guys another time. God bless and peace.